All right, family, let's jump right into it. Dear Dr. Dandridge, I've noticed a strange and painful pattern in my life. Every October, someone close to me dies. It started years ago with my grandmother, then my uncle, and now this month I've lost a close friend. I've gotten to the point where I almost brace myself as the month approaches. I find myself feeling anxious and withdrawn every fall, expecting loss before it even happens. Is it normal to feel grief resurface like this every year, even when it's not a new loss? And how do I stop associating an entire month with so much pain? Number one, thank you so much for writing in. And I know a lot of individuals who it just seems as though it's just bad months. Old folk used to say that death comes in threes. And I don't know where that saying came from, but it almost seems as though for a lot of people, it's actually a reality to where some months, certain seasons out of the year, there is just a lot of loss or there's a lot of transition. One of the things that you said inside of your letter was it's gotten to the point where I almost brace myself as the month approaches. That is anticipatory grief at its core. I don't want you, however, to live in fear of that month coming. I don't want it to immobilize you to the point where you're expecting loss. I want you to get to the point where loss is something that you embrace as a daily cycle of life. One of the things I like to tell people who experience grouped loss, like when you have a lot of losses inside of one season or inside of one grouping, is to take away the months, take away the calendar. Think about it in terms of if you did not have calendar months, if you did not have calendar weeks, if you did not have days, how would your life look? See, we've been kind of put inside of this Gregorian calendar, this box, to where we have these cycles where we're constantly reminded of, certain months, certain days, certain anniversaries. But I want you to try something. I want you to try, which is very, very hard to do, but try to take the month away. Don't look at it as every 12 months I'm going to experience loss. Don't look at it as every fall I'm going to experience loss, or every spring I'm going to experience loss, or around my birthday I'm going to experience loss. Take yourself out of this Gregorian calendar and embrace each loss, embrace each day, just one day at a time, just one moment at a time. Like I said, I don't want you living with this fear that every time this month rolls around that you're going to have loss or that you're going to experience death. The truth of the matter is that you might just be going through a season where it's becoming more prevalent. One of the things I remember reading years ago inside of The Secret or the Law of Attraction is that whatever we focus on is oftentimes what amplifies itself inside of our lives. So I would also encourage you to pick a month where you see good things that are happening inside of your life. Like, take a minute right now and think about the time of the year when it just seems as though things are great for you. And the same way that you anticipate the month that you experience loss, I also want you to change your mindset and try to anticipate the month in where you already know or feel as though you're going to experience great joy. One of the things I say inside of Designing Your Goodbyes, inside of my book, is that grief and joy, that loss and happiness can actually coexist together. And that's really what I want you to try to do over these next couple of months, is to try to find that balance to where you might be anticipatory inside of your grief and just expecting someone to pass, but then also be anticipatory inside of your joy as well. You ask the question, is it normal to feel grief resurface like this every year, even when it's not a new loss? The answer to your question is yes. Every anniversary for a lot of people, that loss does resurface itself. I can speak from personal experience. Every October, 31st to November the 17th, I feel this level of resolve. I've gotten to a point where I feel a level of resolve when it comes down to the loss of my father. And it happens every year without question. It used to happen without warning. It's good that you are more conscious about it. It's good that you are more aware about it. For some people, they don't know why it's happening. It's just like they get inside of this funk during certain times of the year. But you've been able to identify that this one time of the year, you start to see these emotions resurface themselves. I would admonish you and encourage you to let them resurface. Think about it this way. And this is one thing that I had to learn with the loss of my father. Every October 31st through November the 17th, I know those feelings are coming. I know those emotions are coming. But I also know that from November the 18th to October the 30th of the following year, all is well. That's the great thing about being inside of this Gregorian calendar. That's the great thing about having months and years and seasons is that it makes us realize that all things happen in seasons. It makes us realize that this moment, this time, this season is not going to last forever and you're going to be okay. Is it going to feel as if this is always happening to me? Most definitely. But you can get to the point where joy and grief and anticipatory loss, as well as anticipatory joy and anticipatory happiness, can also coincide and live with one another. The second part of your question, you said, how do I stop associating an entire month with so much pain? The simple answer is to just pick the days that you experience the loss or transition and grieve on those days. You said that you kind of look at the entire month as, whoa, this is going to be a bad month. Highlight those days and almost be intentional about saying on the third, I lost my grandmother. I'm just throwing out days. On the third, I lost my grandmother. On the 12th, I lost my uncle. And on the 23rd, I lost my best friend. Highlight those days. Do something intentional on those days and those days alone. Almost what it sounds like is you're embracing the entire month as, oh, this is my month of loss. When you've really only had 3 days of loss. So I would encourage you just to take those days, to isolate them, to commemorate them, to memorialize those that you have lost on those specific days that you lost them, and then work through trying to make the other days more manageable so that you're not constantly focused on loss on the other 27 days out of the month. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Hopefully, this will help somebody else out there who experiences death and loss inside of these grouped times of the year. Thank you for joining me at my desk. I'm Dr. Dandridge. This has been Designing Your Goodbyes, and I'll see you inside of the next episode, okay?